So if you're trying to get the Onirifalx Rod inside a fish, this is exactly how we're going to do this. So there is a bit of a quest line to get this, and I'll be showing you both how to get each individual item, the best way to get each specific thing through basic grinding strategies, and I'll be giving away, the rod at the end of the video. So for the most part, for the start of this, do note you have to be at least level 1000 for the start of it to fully complete it. You can do the first quest at level 0 or any level. Second line of the quest, since there's 3 different ones, you have to be at level 500, and then the final one you have to be level 1000. So the first strategy is really simple for that part. You can do a basic leveling guide. I have a video in the top right corner you can click on right now, which is my best strategy for leveling up. But the first step is going to be going down into the depths. So to get into the depths, you're going to need, if you already know how to do this, you can just, click that arrow key on your keyboard and skip forward a bit. But we're gonna have to get into the depths via what is called a strange whirlpool. Now, I would recommend using your fish radar. So that's a normal whirlpool right there. That'll kill you if you jump into it. But you can find them by going around. They'll have a little stream coming out of them, like going into the air. And also they'll have a red line or a red box around them with the fish radar, which indicates that you can catch the isonade from it, which is how you catch that. Okay, so this is a strange whirlpool, just like this. We're gonna hop into here, and this will bring us on down in here. Now this is vertigo, so we're gonna have to come on in from vertigo. We're gonna drop down in here. Now you're gonna have to go across this entire parkour thing, but if you have a glider, you can just glide across the entire thing. If not, you have to do the little parkour. Now it is extremely dark in here, so I'd recommend turning on your higher brightness, higher saturation, just to be able to actually see anything. And now you're gonna come fully into the depths, and I'm gonna show you the specific spot you're gonna need to come. So you're going to come onto the backside right through here, and normally where you do the quest for the depths rod, this is where you put the abyssal relic. You're going to come onto the backside just right here. Now this is Nick, so you're going to talk to him, and he's going to start off a quest. So I already completed it, but the first quest you're going to have to do is getting him a charred boot. Now the charred boot is really simple to get, but for the most part you're going to have to get the charred boot for the first quest, and the best way you can get this, now back on down to this, once you've completed the charred boot, now you're going to have to do the second one, since I've already talked to Nick and all that. Now the best way you can get the charred boot is going to be using this one thing. Now as a note, you really can't have the best way, because you have to use what is called the Zeus rod. Now the Zeus rod is going to have a, I believe, 10% chance to apply the charred mutation. And so what we're going to do is we're going to come on over to Sunstone Island to do this. Now we're going to be using the Zeus rod at Sunstone Island in this one specific zone that is going to have low chances. So over here, you're going to come on up to this ladder right here. You're going to climb this. Now as a quick note, I would recommend using the garbage bait, because the reason for this is it's going to lower your overall luck, making it even better for only specifically catching this. Now you're going to come on into this section right here, right on down through here, and you're going to talk, or not talk to him, but you're going to fish in this zone right here. So if you turn your fish radar on, you'll see this is where you can catch common crates. Now your chances and overall luck with the garbage bait and the Zeus rod is going to be tremendously lowered, meaning you'll have a very high chance to catch the boot, but then you're going to need the 10% chance for the charred mutation on it, and that's going to be the best way you can get the charred boot. The second one is going to be getting a Wrath Scylla. So you're going to get a Scylla with the enchant Wrath on it, and to get this you're going to need the Rod of Zenith. So you're going to need this rod right here. Now the Rod of Zenith has pretty low stats, but as a quick note, there is a little recommendation I will give you. So it is minus 0.1 control, but it has 250,000 kg. So this rod has a 70% chance to apply the Wrath mutation to fish you catch, but the sad part about the Scylla, as you see right here, its average kg is around 350,000, which, as you see, average of 350,000. The Rod of the Zenith only has 250,000, meaning you're going to have to get the invincible enchant to be able to have a better shot at catching it, because once again, the lowest kg is 200,000 for a Scylla, but average is most likely it's going to be higher than that. So you have to get the invincible, which does kind of suck, because then what's going to happen is you're not going to be able to have the boost of control from something like Herculean. But to get the Rod of the Zenith, it's actually really simple. Now for the Wrath Scylla, there's no really direct best way to get this, considering you just need to get the Wrath mutation in that. But to get the Rod of Zenith, if you are wondering, I'm going to use the Traveler's Whistle, but you're going to need to go to the Abyssal Zenith. Now at the Abyssal Zenith, I'll explain in a second once we're there. But over here, you're just going to come right off from the spawn over to this back side over here. Now over on the side, this is where you'll actually buy the Rod of Zenith for 10 million, just right there. And that's how you're going to get that. Now that's going to be the best way. Now you should hopefully already know how to get to here. Now if you don't, I'll have a video in the top right corner how to get into the Abyssal Zenith. But the next step is getting into the Calm Zone to get into the Veil of Forsaken. Now if you don't know how to get to the Veil of Forsaken, this is where you're actually going to catch the Scylla. I'll have a video, or you can just come on down here. So you're going to need to unlock the Calm Zone first, which I'll have a video in the top right corner. But this is through the Mariana's Veil. Now you're going to come on through here. This is where you're going to physically catch the Scylla. Now, the best way you can spawn it in is just by cycling with sundial totems, since you're going to need to pretty much just spam use sundial totems to get it to spawn in. Now, you don't really have to do any of this parkour if you just climb this crystal and then use your glider. You can just fly over the whole thing. And now once you're coming on over to the backside, as a quick note, you're going to have this section unlocked. Now, to get this section, these are the exotics from each individual zone. So you're going to have the frozen leviathan, the crowned anglerfish, and the magma leviathan. And you're going to come on through here. And this is the calm zone where you actually fish for the calm zone. So, but we're not going here. Also, you can buy the ethereal prism rod right there if you want it. But you're going to keep on coming through this backside right here. And then you're going to come into this section over here. Now, you're going to have to, if you don't have this unlocked, you're pretty much going to have to push these to align them so they're green and under a minute. And then you're going to come into here. Now, if you also don't have this unlocked, there's going to be a little boss quest, but this is this big pool right here is the Veil of Forsaken, and this is where you're going to fish up the Scylla. So once again, you're going to use sundial totems, pretty much cycle it until it spawns in, and you'll fish it up from here. Now, the final and third step to getting the Onirifalx Rod is going to be giving him a sparkling shiny wrath floppy. Now, the sparkling shiny wrath floppy is actually one of the harder ones to get, but to get this, once again, you're going to need the Rod of Zenith because you have to get the wrath mutation. But my recommendation is getting the glittered enchant from cosmic relics and then getting the blessed enchant from an exalted relic or a normal relic. I think it's actually exalted. Yeah, it's from normal relic. So the reason for this is this will increase your chances of getting sparkling and shiny. And I'll show you how to get the floppy in a second. But sparkling shiny from that, it'll give you a higher chance for that. And glittered will also give you another higher chance. So you'll have a better shot at that. And then if you pop an aurora totem and a sparkling totem is my recommendation, you'll have a way higher shot at getting it. Now, the next thing, once you have traded all of those to him though, you will get the Onirifalx Rod. And I'm not going to lie, this is the best rod in the game by far. As you see, lure speed 777%, luck 777%, control is 0.17. It has infinite minus resilience and a max kg of infinite. Now, what the resilience stat means is the bar is going to move constantly like the fish bar you're trying to track, but it fills up faster. So it also has a slashing effect. It gives a multiple mutations, and alongside all of this, it's also going to have some pretty decent buffs to the plus percentage on the catching. Now, as I was saying, I am giving away all of the things you need for the rod or the Onirifalx Rod. So I'm going to be giving away the Charred boot. I'm actually going to be giving away 3 sets, so you have a higher chance, obviously, to all the people watching this. So I'm going to give away 3 Charred boots, 3 Wrath Skyllas, and 3 sparkling shiny Wrath floppies to the winners of the giveaway. All you got to do to enter is comment your Roblox username down below, leave a like, and that's pretty much it. You can also subscribe, you know, to increase your chances, but comment your Roblox username down below, leave a like, and that'll enter you into the giveaway. Now, to get the sparkling shiny floppy, so this is going to be caught over at Ancient Isle. So I'll show you how to get there real quick. So you're just going to go on over to Ancient Isles. In this specific pool is where you're going to fish to pull it. So once you are at Ancient Isles, you're just going to come on over to this side over here. Use this zip line to get up. You're going to come on to right about right here. As you see, this little pond right here is where you're going to fish. Now, this is the only zone you can catch the floppy from. And my recommendation is if you use sundial totems till it says tonight has boosted luck for sparkling or shiny, I would recommend shiny. So you'll use sundial totems till it says tonight has boosted luck for shiny. And then after you get that, then what you'll do is pop a sparkling totem, which you can get very commonly from your daily shop. Then you'll use the sparkling totem to have higher chances for sparkling as well alongside shiny. And then you'll use an aurora totem just to increase your overall luck. And then once again, you're going to have to use the Zenith or Rod of Zenith to catch this. But once again, that is pretty much it for the video. I'm giving away all this stuff. Once again, thank you so much for watching. That's pretty much it for the video, and I will see you on the next one.